See, you got to stand up at one point for your dream. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Many of you have goals and dreams, and you tell people and they'll say that'll never work, or you told somebody and they didn't respond the way you thought they were going to respond, and you got discouraged, and maybe you didn't even try. Maybe you were looking for acceptance. Maybe you're still at that season, or maybe you're in the season of, man, I'm really working, but I'm not really winning, and I'm getting a ton of pushback. Maybe it's from a spouse, maybe it's from family, maybe it's from friends, maybe it's on social media, and you're wondering, can I do this? Let me tell you something. You can, but you're going to have to stand up for your dream at one point. I remember hearing this conversation about this gentleman that went to this party with his wife. And the wife said, please today, just one time, please, don't talk about your business, right? Please, not today. Let's just hang out with our friends. And he says, no problem, baby. I won't talk about our business. I'll be in the car. When you're done, come back and I'll be here. And she says, what do you mean? You're not going to come inside? He says, no, because if I can't talk about what's going to change our family's life, I have nothing else to talk about. And at that moment, that wife bought into that man's dream, and she understood, man, this guy's really going to accomplish it. Now it's your job to make sure you go do the work. Get better, figure it out, be resourceful, don't waste time. Don't tell people you're working hard when you're not. You really got to go all in. But you got to make that decision first, and not everybody's going to understand it. And people are going to doubt you. They're skeptical. That's human nature. You're skeptical. You're even skeptical if you can do it. But there's a dream inside of you, and you believe it. And you know, man, if I make it, what's it going to be like? Man, my dreams, my goals, man, it's worth me figuring out. If I give everything I have, what can I accomplish? So I heard this story, and it's Mother's Day, and I'm struggling, and I go out to dinner with my family. And at the table, I'm talking to the server, and I'm trying to talk to him about my business and promote what I'm doing. And, hey, do you keep your options open? And my dad at the time says, the server leaves. He says, hey, can you just stop? Can you just stop talking about your business? Can you just freaking not talk about that today? The server's answering. He's spitting all over the place. Do you really have to do that? And at this moment, you got to understand, this is my dad. I honor him. I look up to him. That's just the way a son looks at a father. And I'm embarrassed. My family's there. It's uncomfortable. My mom, my grandma, my sister, my brother, my family. And I have this second where there's two things I can do. I can back down or I can stand up. And the fear inside of all of us oftentimes makes us want to run from conflict. Man, let me just not say anything. Let me just accommodate, right? But what happens to your spirit when you do that? It gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And so that day, that story that I heard before, it triggered, and I said, man, this is my moment. This is my moment where I have to stand up for my dream. So I tell my dad, I said, Dad, with all respect, I'm going to talk to every single person at every single restaurant, at every single meeting, every single day, because this woman right here, and I point to my mom, is not financially free, and neither are you. And I'm doing this for you guys and our family. And he says, great, you just messed up Mother's Day. Gets up. We don't have dinner that night. People are crying. I'm apologizing to my mom, and she says something. She says, baby, you never have to apologize for fighting for your dream. Your dad doesn't understand, but one day he will, and he just wants the best for you. Man, I was 19, 20 years old, man. I'm an adult, but I'm still, you're teenager to adult, becoming a man, boy to man. And that night, when I stood up for my dream and I made that decision that I'm not going to back down, something changed inside of me. Today, we generate a 7-figure passive income. You think at that moment I knew that was going to happen? No, I did not. But I hoped it was going to happen. I wished it was going to happen. I dreamt it was going to happen. And that's all you have sometimes. So hold on to your dream. Stand up for your business. But you got to go back it up after that. And if you do, things are going to work out. One day you'll be telling somebody to stand up for their dream. Take care, guys.